I want to talk about fiction, nonfiction, and the morphogenetic fields, or the information fields, or the ether, or the information soup that we are in. We all know that for the majority of our lives, the control group here on this planet or in this realm or whatever we're in have gone through extraordinary efforts to limit the information that we have access to. And that's as far as the truth about who we are, where we're from, how our body works, how energy fields work, the true history of this place, our true skills and abilities, etc. All of those things have been closely guarded. Now they have allowed a little bit, basically like a pressure cooker. You know, there's been a little hole that's allowed some information to come out, and this has been institutionalized religion, great prophets and teachers from the past. We've been allowed to listen to and have some of their information, but everything has been presented as though it's fiction and it's woo-woo and it's new age. And so even though you get the information, it automatically has a filter installed to affect how you see and perceive it. You are told that it's not real. Okay? Speaking of real and not real, there is no such thing. That's talk about a paradox. There is no such thing as not real things, because every single thing that happens inside of the mind of a man. Everything that you look at all around you, every single thing you lay your eyes on was once a thought in someone's mind. Can you really grasp that? Right now I'm looking at a parking lot and red lights and a store and signs and cars and fire hydrant, gas pumps. I mean, everything was first a thought in someone's mind. As soon as it comes alive inside the mind of a man, it is real. It can be made more real, and it can be perceived as more real because it is shared with other people who also perceive it. But if it exists in a man's mind, it exists. And everything that any sentient being, actually, everything that sentient beings think and know, unfortunately for some, it does not stay just inside that man's mind, because it didn't originate in the man's mind. It was actually pulled out of the information fields and then interpreted and perceived. It was observed, but it always existed there. So it's not like our minds are like thumb drive. It's not like our minds are like a thumb drive. It's not the repository of information. It's not like the information goes in there. It's like file cabinets and it gets sorted and filed, and then you can go in and pull different information out from a physical location, like a C drive. Your brain just pulls the information out of the fields, and then it through the act of observation, it becomes real. Okay? So these people who get all these grand ideas, and inventors and authors, Stephen King is a big one, they get this information that it didn't come from inside of their mind. What happened was they basically tuned their receiver to that signal, to that vibration. So what is my point? My point is that all of the truth has been available to the person who would tune their station to the appropriate signal to perceive it. The way that they've so-called hidden this information is by, let me think of the right word, by managing and subjugating the avatar's ability to tune into that station. I'm so sorry. I swear to God, the truck you're hearing, I shit you not, it says country in ratchet. on the back, and it says white trash in all. I'm not even kidding. So that guy's got his thing going on. He's doing it though. You know, he is who he is. God love him. So anyway, he had a special fuel too. I'm smelling that. So he's got a real fancy truck. So anyway, the way that they have subjugated the humans is not so much by necessarily hiding the information, but by diminishing your avatar's ability to tune to the station of truth and purity, because it has got you tuned into falsities and inversions. And they know that it's difficult for the avatar to tune in to several stations at once. So when we talk about raising your vibration, I get just as tired of saying it as y'all do of hearing it. I've got to think of better words to communicate this, but the gist of it is what that does, shining your light, raising your vibration, is it actually allows your avatar to tune into the truth station and allows you to draw down this authentic information. And while I'm at it, a lot of so-called fiction, a lot of movies and songs and stuff, TV series, they're all coming up as we're finding out there was a lot of key codes in those shows, and a lot of clues and things that we saw in so-called fiction are actually manifesting in our third dimensional reality. That's because there is no such thing as of something not being real. If it happened inside the minds of men, it happened. So we can absolutely utilize these so-called fiction stories, these allegories and these metaphors. We can now, when you watch these shows and listen to these songs, all of a sudden everything is different. You're like, wait a minute, that's a key, that's a code. It actually is. This situation we're in has had help from all over the multiverse. And while many nefarious things have happened, many benevolent things have also happened. We have been given the information, keys, codes, ideas. All we have to do now is tune to the appropriate station to be able to draw it down and then act on it. Peace out, guys.